Let no weapon that is formed against real Ephraim prosper. And when the enemy is coming as a flood, you shall rise and lift a standard against them. We bring Mr. Andrew Donald before you, O God. We ask you to touch that man from the crown of his head onto the sole of his feet, every vein in his body, every muscle, every bone, every tissue, every joint, every organ. We ask you, God, to touch and bless that man. And each and every one of us, Lord, that will be enjoying the course of this day, as we go out, go with us. And as we coming in, come with us. We ask all these mercies in Jesus' name. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Good morning, Mr. Donald.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm right up on top still, sir.
I didn't ask you where you are. I was very careful not to do that.
Yes, and I know the reason why, because the answer is good. I'm doing fine, Mr. Donald. How is St. Patrick, sir?
St. Patrick is beautiful. A bit of rain this morning. It rained earlier on, and it's still raining. It's still, as I say, drizzling a bit, but it's all right.
Yeah, wonderful. It's a very nice, I had the opportunity to be around St. Patrick's over the past years, and there is a feeling like to every time you enter. Well, for me, I don't know for anybody else, but the many time I go into St. Patrick's and I reach the Holas Junction, there is something very much traditional of that antique. Is the Holas, eh?
That's
right,
not the Holas. That's La Fortune Junction, sir.
Yeah, La Fortune. But the building there was the Holas. Are you still?
Well, yeah, it was and still belongs to the family. Mrs. Nora Holas, she passed away,
Nora.
100 plus.
Right. Yeah. And I could remember that when this business was running, there was a young guy, And there is something really traditional about this area to even go right up to High Street, and, St. Patrick's is very traditional. It's a very nice, very, very, very nice place. And I think that is why you always make that unique boast about it, and I agree with you.
Well, the thing is, I love my parish, especially my village, Montridge. I love Montridge to bits. You understand? So St. Patrick's is the best place for me.
Yeah. I used to be inside of Montreal in the Oldies because I had some family there, like those Louis, like Bald and Louis who died, and Vic Lane, and, the Paul family, old Mr. Ferrell, and all these people there. As a young kid, I used to be inside there.
You related to the Paul family and the Philip family and the James family?
Well, I knew all these people, and them. Some of the old heads already died out. Old Mr. Ferrell, because I remember that one of my father's uncle, Baba Grenade, used to be living inside. I think that he worked in the Ministry of Agriculture for a lot of years. So Montreal are very close, very, very, very close to me. And many times I pass through from Gogo Bailey side going down, it always brings back a lot of memory of yesterday's, Gabi and all these guys and them there,
one of these days when you come into St. Patrick and make that soon, you need to visit Gabe, because he's not doing he's better. He's on the mend, but he doesn't move around as much as before.
Okay, all right. So then definitely, if Gabe is listening, if God permit my life, on the Monday morning, God's willing, I'll be making that journey to see Gabi, and I will tell you Thursday I did went to see Gabi, but definitely morning I'll be there, And matter of concern, Mr. Andrew, although it is Farmers' Morning, but what I notice, yes, we speak about St. Patrick's and its traditional surrounding, very nice, unique place. Geographically, you all have a plus. But what I discovered lately, I believe that we're seeing, the ugly heads of crime is really, raising over that village. And we need to really do everything in our power to see how each and every one of us have a part to play, especially our ministers of government, the churches, etc. And before I leave this radio station, if you permit me to just say like a prayer for this situation. Father, in the name of Jesus, I bring, O God, the village of St. Patrick's before you, as any other village, oh God, but St. Patrick's in particular. I'm asking, oh God, to touch, oh God, that village and everyone who lives in that village. Every young man, every young woman, every boys and every girls, oh God, that you watch over the village, oh God. You guide every hand of evil, every heart of evil, oh God. I bring that village of St. Patrick's before you, Riversali, and beyond, from the north, from the south, from the east, and from the west. Every evil spirit of crime, every evil spirit, oh God, of trouble, I bring it before you, O God, that you touch and direct every young man, every young woman in that village, O God. Father, every evil mind, every evil that rise up in that village, O God, Father, I condemn it in the name of Jesus. I call it done in Jesus' name. Amen and amen.
Amen.
Have a good day, Mr. Andre.
You too, my brother.
Thank
Let me thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
That invocation of the Holy Spirit upon St. Patrick. But I say this to all, and I'm not speaking to the people in St. Patrick now. We, meaning us in St. Patrick here, we will manage.
Yeah, sure.
We will manage. We are a strong and proud people, and we will manage.
Yeah, exactly.
But I say to the other parishes, take a page, or take not a page, but take a look at what is happening, and don't let it happen in your area.
That is true.
What is said, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Don't let it happen. Look to the people who have deviant behaviors in your communities.
Right.
So the community leaders, like in the community where you live, my brother, it is your responsibility to look to, and I'm not going to say young people, because people who should know better, who pass the age of what we just call young people, behaving in the same way too.
Yeah, that is true. You're right.
So you have to look to the people in your area, and even if they are on their best behavior at this time, you still need to be close to them and tell them that you love them, that
exactly.
you care.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So that they wouldn't explode.
That is
because
true.
you don't know what's going on inside. They may seem to be on their best behavior, but you don't know what is boiling on the inside.
Yeah, you never know. You're so right.
You know, so I want all other parishes, yes, as they say, today's ours. We have to embrace everyone still. We still have to embrace, because we've lost 4 young men, put it that way.
Yeah.
2 in prison, 2 gone into the great beyond.
That's a lot.
And that's 4 too many. We have to love still. And I'm saying to the other parishes, when your neighbor house is on fire, wet yours.
Yeah.
Wet yours.
Yeah, and I love the way you say it, Andre. Yes, St. Patrick is going to the face, but not only St. Patrick's, but watch your village, and whatsoever help and assistance in terms of counseling or meeting, people, I'm available. Whatsoever plan anyone in St. And then we have a lot of prominent people in St. Patrick that can be able to reach out, like the ministers, we have. And when you look presently right now in St. Patrick, you have, for example, like the Commissioner of Police, and we have some even high-ranking police officers that retired, and they could avail this service to the community, and I'm available at any time.
It is the first time in the history of Grenada that you have a situation where we have 2 persons who have been called back to the force to act in very high positions and high decision-making positions.
Okay.
Mr. Jessamine Prince.
Yeah, I know Jessamine very well.
He's from St. Patrick, Shantimel.
But I never knew that,
Yeah, he's from St. Patrick, Shantimel to be exact.
Okay.
And also Mr. Charles. He too is from St. Patrick's, from the Plains area. And the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Mackenzie.
Yes, I know.
He is also from the parish of St. Patrick.
Wow.
So, St. Patrick, we need to hold our heads higher.
Yeah.
We are a proud people. We are a proud people in St. Patrick, and we need to hold our heads higher, and we need to let these people in high positions, as you just put it, in the police force, let them be proud of us. Let them be able to say to other parishes, look, see how my parish is behaving?
Right.
Yes, we have had those two situations, thinking about three situations, two resulted in death. But yes, we have had that, but it doesn't mean that we cannot rebound.
Right.
And I've said publicly that Real FM is available. But the interesting thing is, I honestly expected the religious leaders to come forth and say, hey, how can we use Real FM to get the message out? What are some of the times that you can make available to us so that we can have discussion? Maybe not discussion inside the studio, but in discussion in a community center in one of the villages so that it can be broadcast live. Yes, we can do that. And yes, we are willing to do that for our parish and by extension Grenada. But I ain't seen them coming forward, and that has been my problem for a very, very long time, my brother.
Wow.
The people who are supposed to come forward and show leadership and give guidance, the church, and I know you're deeply involved, Pastor.
Sure.
The church continue to fail our nation.
Yeah.
Unless you don't have a crusade where you're going out to quote unquote save souls, you walk in with your Bible stick under your arm and you're dosing money.
And Andre, I don't want to really sit here and be a hypocrite, but I endorse what you're saying. I think that the church is definitely missing in action. We are guilty of that. Definitely. We are guilty of that. Definitely. I cannot sit on here and be a hypocrite. And it's a very long time in Grenada history where ecclesiastical affairs is concerned that I deeply see that the church is missing in action. And not only missing in action, but they are stagnant. Shame on us.
Because in here in St. Patrick's, the only time I hear people talking about Pastor King is on Tuesday when he casting out demons.
Oh boy.
Now, whether or not I am not in a position to speak on him and casting out demons, but that is the only time I hear people talking about, they're going by Pastor King. Pastor King, they are demons. Somebody are demon. They're going by Pastor King. Yo, there is more to it than that.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that. We give, and I'm speaking we here in terms of Real FM, every Wednesday night from 7 o'clock right up until 11:30. There's someone live here who ministers to people and plays gospel music.
Yeah, I sleep with a program on, man. Wow.
Right. On Sunday mornings from 6:30 until 8:30 a.m. Again, there's always someone live here ministering to people, speaking to people. And can we do more? Yeah, well, on Monday mornings from 9 until 10 o'clock, there is Wendy and Rufin with repairing the bridge. She is a pastor too. Can we do more? I can't say yes if you don't make a request And of course, one has to understand that money makes the world go round. But all those programs that I've called for you, we don't charge for those programs.
Religious.
We give those programs. And I'm not saying that we will not charge for a religious program. I'm not saying that we wouldn't charge. Well, I'm saying that we have to understand, the populace will and should understand that it takes money to keep us going. Air condition, power to see, computers to buy, phones and everything, all these sort of things. Yes, it takes money. So you may not be charged the optimum fee, but you will be required to pay something for the service that you receive. But going back to it, yesterday was something that came out at me quickly before I leave you and run. Yesterday, Claire did a giveaway. It was her first time doing giveaways on the station, but she did a giveaway with Little England and the Sateas Pharmacy. And what came to me was simply this. Here you have a business in St. Patrick that has advertised with Real FM and has done so well, basically in their first year of doing business, that they have decided, hey, we need to give something back to the community. So they have some items that they basically give out. Answer the question and you get something.
Great.
That was beautiful. And it said to me that we can do different, meaning we in St. Patrick, we can do different. We have it. We have the best radio station in Grenada. That is beyond any shadow of a doubt. I ain't even asking that question. We know that. We have the best radio station in Grenada. Come on. As they say, for crying out loud. Let's use it. Hey, go with your business. How's your wife?
She's doing fine.
And your daughter?
Everybody's nice, man.
She gone to school already?
No, not yet. I think she'll leave a little later today.
What's her name again?
Cassandra.
Cassandra! Morning. Hey, man, take care.
You take care, Andrea. Nice, man. Bye-bye. All right, great. Yeah.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the world. Drumsticks, I know I took up your time, but it's still available for you, my dear. You know the number to call, 442-0175. If you call 442-0975, that's a business line. And also to let you know that if you are only able to do WhatsApp calls, there's some people who only able to do WhatsApp calls. If you want to WhatsApp call the studio, it is 442-0175. That's WhatsApp calls for the studio. And if you want to WhatsApp call the office, then it is 442-0975. So business-wise, for the station, 442-0975, 442-0975, and that will give you the WhatsApp and also the landline, right? So you can leave a message on the WhatsApp, and we'll be happy to respond to you, re-business, as soon as possible. Good morning, Drumsticks.
Hello, good morning.
How are you, my dear?
I'm good.
Talk to me.
Good morning to the nation. I'm reading from the Word of God, Psalm 111. Praise the Lord. I will praise the Lord with my whole heart in the assembly of the upright and in the congregation. The words of the Lord are great. Sought out all of them that have pleasure therein. His works is handmade and gracious, and his righteousness endured forever. He had made his wonderful works to be remembered. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you so very much, my dear. How are you today?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Like to hear from you all the time. Take care. So how are the girls?
Everybody all right?
All right. I ain't finna hearing them these days. Ain't nobody these days. Nobody there.
They didn't come back to work.
Oh, they didn't come back to work.
Yeah.
And how?
On Olive is all right.
Olive is fine.
Yeah, everybody all right.
Tell Olive she needs to give me a call. She knows my number.
Yeah, I will.
All right then. Take care.
You have a nice day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
And I'm having a little bit of laugh here, but I need to I don't believe that person is doing that, but I need to speak to the weather people. Stay with us.
We style is so rich and pure, but the youths cannot understand. Well, all the education you have, man, still can ignore the style. Everybody want to work in office, and I know the reason why. Yes, man, everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live with a clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. Tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. Oh yes. All right. Agriculture, number one, yes, number one.
Broadcasting from studios located at Main Street Stairs inside a beautiful historical St. Patrick. And also, we're doing a simulcast this morning with our folks at Sister Isles Radio inside a Carriacou. Cassia Johnson is at the Met Office this morning. Good morning, Cassia.
Good morning to you and good morning to all the listeners. Here is the weather for today, Thursday, 29th June 2023. Currently at the airport, conditions are fair and slightly hazy. Winds are from the east at 13 miles per hour. Pressure 1014.5 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature 26.5 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 92%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.2 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature last night, 25.8 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, there was 3.1 millimeters of rainfall at the airport, which brings the total for the month to 174.6 millimeters. Looking at the public forecast valid for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be mostly fair, windy, and slightly hazy, with few partly cloudy spells accompanied by brief isolated showers. Today's maximum temperature 31.0 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to east-southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Tides are currently rising and will be high at 11:45 a.m., low at 5:45 p.m. Sunset today 6:36, sunrise tomorrow 5:47. Again, the weather is expected to be mostly fair, windy, and slightly hazy, with few partly cloudy spells accompanied by brief, isolated showers. From the Met Office, I am Cassia Johnson.
Thank you very much, my dear Cassia Johnson, and do have yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you, same to you.
Okay, bye-bye. Grenada. Carriacou. P.D. Martinique, too. Okay. All right. So, how are you? How are you doing? Good. All right. Storm Force. Yeah, I know who you are. Don't feel like I know who you are at all. I know who you are. Yeah. You enjoyed yourself yesterday, didn't you? Okay, so, hey, MC Belfon. Yeah, Maxine. Good morning. How you doing? Bay Sky. Top of the morning. Oh, yes. Claire's already sent us the what you call it? The menu for Velma's restaurant located at High Street. Did I see Manikou? Oh, no, not Manikou. I just thought I saw Manikou. Sorry. Okay. There's roast baked saltfish, chicken, fried cuckoo, grung provision, and local herbal tea. That's for breakfast this morning, and that breakfast is at Velma's restaurant right there at High Street in Satir's. Lunch today, split peas soup with pigtail, pig snout, also vegetarian soup or rice with chicken and green salad and ground provision. Local fruit juices, she's got that as always. Dinner, burgers and fries. I think that's Gates' favorite, yeah. Burgers and fries. Dinner. All right. So, what gives? Yeah, what gives? Well, what's up with you? Today is Thursday. Yes, I know that today is Thursday. Somebody just said, yes, I know today is Thursday. And today is the day we deal with agriculture. I love to speak agriculture, but I also love BJ to be here when I'm speaking agriculture. Why? He practices agriculture on a daily basis. So I tend to feed off of him, or if JD is here, feed off of them because they're into agriculture on a daily basis. Me, I'm not necessarily. I wish I could be, honestly, I wish I could be. I wish I could get involved in agriculture on a serious level. Would I give up radio for agriculture? No. I'll not do that. I know I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that and tell you that, okay, fine, I'm happy with giving up radio for agriculture. I would have to find the time to split both of them, and give them equal and good attention. But I couldn't say to you honestly that I am not, I'm going to give up radio. Oh, you must be crazy. No, can do. No, can do. Can't do that. Can't do that. No, I love radio too much for that. Crazy boy. Wow. It's been years, When I sit down and I check, yeah? I'm not very good at maths, so I'm gonna go to the computer. I'm looking for a calculator here. Okay, so what year are we in? 2023. Okay. Jeez, you me. Wow. I don't believe this myself. I got involved in radio in around about 1989. Yeah. That's when I got involved in radio, 1989. 2023 makes me 34 years? Damn, that's a long time. Wow. That is a long time. Good morning, Pat Kip James. Good morning, my brother Carl Caton. What's up? Carl, you need to give me a call. You probably could try the WhatsApp. Yeah. You need to give me a call, Carl. Yeah. Run your fingers on those numbers. You can try the WhatsApp, or if you can call me straight, whatever. Carl, you need to give me a call. 34 years? So that means next year, God's willing, will be the big 35 years in radio in 2024? Wow. That's a lifetime. It's more than half my age. So I've given more than half my life in service to you. Yeah, you the listener. I've given more than half my life in service to you. Wow. Damn. Where's Carl Caton? Carl, I know you're listening, What's the date today? Oh, yeah, today's the 29th. Happy Fisherman's birthday. I hope, let me give you, okay, good morning to all the fishermen of the nation. Happy, 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 happy birthday. Yeah. Johnny Charles, good morning to you. You know something? This is kind of interesting, yeah? A couple years ago, I was told, I didn't see it, but I was told, would have been maybe about 15 years ago, I was told, where's Carl Caton? You're not calling me, Carl? I said, call me, bro. What's up with you? In any event, a couple of years ago, about 15 years ago, I was told that the Fishermen in Tears, they had a church service, and then they had blessing of the boats and everything like that, and then they had breakfast, and they didn't have fish, they had corned beef. Oops. Ooh, Andre. They did not have fish, they had corned beef. Yeah. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Let me just, right, I'm going to have an apple. See? Apple. Yeah, plain dread. Plain Asta today. Anyway, so I hope, yes, I really do hope that nobody's, the fishermen are today not having, what you call it? Corned beef. But I passed through Guelph last evening. Or was it evening or afternoon? It was yesterday afternoon. Yeah, I passed through Guelph. And I realized that they were making ready. Yeah, the song system's already going up. And that's one of the things, eh? Because fishing is an integral part of agriculture. But it seems as if, no, not seems, it is, that music has taken over what is supposed to be a celebration for the fishermen. I don't really see well, maybe I don't put myself in position, or maybe they don't have it in Saturdays anymore, like the different boat races, and the different activities on the beach, like running and tug of war and climbing the greasy pole and all of that. Maybe they still have it in Guelph, and I've not been to Guelph for quite some time. Nice place to be, Guelph, especially for Fisherman's birthday. Yeah. So, good morning.
Hey, morning, bro.
He called. I asked him to call, and he called. How are you doing?
Good.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Do you believe that?
Psalms a day keep the devil away.
I didn't ask you that. I asked if you believe what I said. What's up with you? Guy, good morning, guy. How are you? Everything good?
Yeah, so what's up with you?
I'm okay, I'm okay. I am calling, I asked you to call this morning because I wanted to know, I wanted to speak to Carl Caton, the farmer, not Carl Caton, the talk show host.
Not Carl Caton, the provocateur.
If you call yourself that, I give way to you.
Yeah, what's up?
So, Carl Caton, the farmer, are you at liberty to say what you are doing now as it relates to agriculture?
Well, I'm in the process of planting seasoning peppers, mainly, but at the same time also trying some watermelons and cantaloupe and honeydew. Recognizing that the second half of the year, the demand for seasoning pepper will be high, and a lot of times it does not have much. I am trying to feel that void.
Okay. And have you, in the past, have you had good responses in relation to those crops around this time?
Yes. That is one of the reasons I choose to do them at this time of the year.
Okay, we have had quite a bit of showers over the past couple of days, but generally it has not been as dry as. The summer it didn't start off being dry. Is it a good thing for you or a bad thing for you at this time?
Well, it's a good thing for me. The downside to it is weeds, but once you farm, you expect to deal with weeds.
Weed as in ganja?
Nah, weeds as in unwanted.
I just say, well, but that weed. I just
but
want
in terms of moisture, the content is good.
Okay.
And the area in which I'm farming, the water don't really stay in the ground to make it soggy. So, is it
as a result of the water table being very low?
Yeah, and the proximity with a slope and other things, which lends to good drainer.
Okay. Now, around you, are people doing the same, or they involved in other crops around where you are?
They're involved in other crops, the tomatoes, the beans, the okras, and nothing.
What stage are you at now in relation to your peppers and your honeydew watermelon?
Well, the honeydew watermelon is about 2 weeks, showing good potential.
Mm-hmm.
And the seasoning pepper by August.
By August?
Yeah.
Okay.
It will be in full bloom.
Am I to believe here that you're targeting that North American, European crowd that usually comes at that time and wants seasoning peppers to return?
Yes, the JCBs as they just call them.
So
the farming has to be done with a business sense about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Not every time you get it right, but you try to plan for those things, because observing it for a few years, you kind of have a feel to when you have a glut and when you don't have.
Storing peppers, Keaton, do you have any secrets in relation to storage of peppers?
It's strange you ask that, because me and somebody was having a conversation, I think last week. Because that person wants to go into agro processing.
Mm-hmm.
And they have some equipment already. They would be operating in the Seamoon Industrial Park.
Okay.
And blast freeze and vacuum seal and so on was the advisable way to store them over a very long time. But in the interim, it is about how you grow it to it. Now, based on what your inputs are, determines the shelf life in the first instance.
Explain that.
I tend to use more of the organic stuff in terms of as against the granular fertilizers. In my experience, more of the organic stuff you use gives the pepper a longer shelf life than the granular stuff. So we expecting a lot of moisture and rain for the second part of the year. Usually, you tend to use more. I tend to use more organic stuff, which would give the fruit a longer shelf life, because pepper is one of the what you call greedy feeders. They feed a lot, because when you look on one pepper tree, you might see out 40 peppers. So the tree has to give nutrients to 40 peppers. So in the tree itself needs a lot of nutrients. It's like being a pregnant person, you need a particular level of nutriment. But a lot of persons would tend to use granular, which would shelf life. So it's a combination of fertilizing your plants, because you need a magnesium sulfate, you need calcium, and those are things sometimes you don't readily give them, so it affects the shelf life. So in terms of storage and shelf life, is based on the input, has a lot to do with that.
I spoke to someone, Carl, and probably you can have your friend try this for what it's worth. But the person indicated to me that you can store peppers for a very long time in the freezer by putting them in brown paper bags.
I heard that theory too.
Somehow, the person said to me, with the brown paper bags, they get to the stage where they're like frozen, but they don't deteriorate. So they stay very, very fresh.
Wow. Well,
when
the experiment is on.
Yeah. Maybe you need to do so and ask the person, or you yourself can try it. See what happens. See what happens with peppers in brown paper bags. I don't know. There must be something. And probably because paper bags, in general, Carl, paper bags come from wood.
Could be.
So it is a natural thing. So the paper being wood is interacting with the fruit, so they're one and the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. So maybe you need to try that one for me.
Not maybe, that will be tried.
Yeah, try that one for me and see what gives. So we're ready for the road with peppers and honeydew come carnival time.
Yes.
Okay. Anything for Andre?
Well, Andre, no, you're welcome to any among the 10% that is spoiled. 1/10, Andre is included.
Oh, I thought 1/10 had to do with tithes and offerings.
1/10 is giving it away. Tithes and offering, man, just make it a money issue. Once you give away 1/10.
1/10 of the spoils.
Yeah. And you're included in that 1/10.
Are you off to the farm this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, well, pleasant day, my brother. Take care of yourself. God bless, and hope that the 1/10 is a lot, and for the 1/10 to be a lot, that means the entire crop must be very bountiful.
Yeah. If Igwe listening, I want him to link me.
Nah, he hardly listens. He hardly ever listens. Maybe the best thing is to send him a message. But I will see if I can raise him too and send him a message for you. But
you start up the program started up nice discussion this morning.
Oh, thank you.
And I believe it is not a case of only pointing out the heels or pointing finger. I think we at the junction now where all man must get on board, because you see, as you say, we all connected in some way.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not saying them were doing that, because as you indicated, when your house on fire, when your neighbor house on fire, you should take particular attention to yours.
Yeah.
And it takes all, like Andre, we grew up in the era when we knew it took a village to raise a child.
Yep.
We knew that. And we deviate from that, and that is the product what we get now. Now, it is easier said than done, one might say. But the longer we take to start, is the longer it takes to be fit. Now, we are a unique set of people, in terms of, we had many discussions about the motherland and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the ability within us to fix those things and them. Because as my Jamaican friends would say, no picnic can flourish in our zone, no children can make it in our zone. So once we continue to let it be our zone, what we claim or who we claim are the future, we don't giving them an even chance to develop. So it is incumbent on us to create the enabling condition for the same future as we claim to develop properly. And it will take some doing and not only lip service. I heard you challenge the religious community. And I always speak of the religious community, although maybe my way of saying it does be harsh. But then again, if the mountain was smooth, nobody would not be able to climb it. When snake had to change his skin, he had to rub against something abrasive. Now, from time immemorial, since Las Casas and Montesinos came here, the church has played an integral role in guiding people who advising way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we in that predicament, the church ought to continue to play a significant role together with people like me and you, the police, even the dons and the shotters and them have to be a part of that now. Because if we misled the children in any way, it's time that we try to fix it. And fixing it would not be only an event, like a walk through Roseville or a walk through Riverside. It will be a process. We have to stick with it. We have to indoctrinate the young ones as to what are the consequences and show them that, oh, hey, you are the future and we're trying to give you these tools or give you that so that you could, when we go, we leave the thing in capable hands and not necessarily we hoping, because we have to put in some, as they say, the elbow grease. And it is incumbent on us. And you say you make your entity available. Yes, we know that. But persons has to buy in. And the religious community has to see themselves as not only saving souls or calling out who is sinners and who is not. And I always say the good shepherd have 99, but one missing, going after that one.
You know what always gives me a problem, Carl, is simply this, you know.
Yeah.
When you go to the churches, you hear, a lot of the times you hear, when the pastor is doing his sermon or his homily or whatever you want to call it, you hear them praying for the deviant ones and those who are out there and those who are doing this and those who are not following and yada yada da yada doda. They pray for these people in absentia.
Yeah.
These people are not hearing them because they're not in the church. The pastor will have or the religious denomination will have a crusade. And they make noise and they pray for these people. And these people are not there. So how do you believe that prayer would effect change in someone who is not listening? Do you think that because you prayed that God will go and say, hey, come here, they're praying for you, don't they go down there? No.
Because even when the good man was in Galilee, he went to people's places like Lazarus and he went and met them.
Exactly. He didn't stay outside. Based on the story, he didn't stay outside the temple. You know, he go inside the temple and kick down thing and make a difference. You know?
Yeah.
He didn't stay outside the temple and pray and say, my Father, clean the temple. No. He went in and he said, hey, that thing not taking place here. Stop that. And the pastors and the priests and other religious leaders is like they're scared.
Mm-hmm.
They're scared to go out and reason with these people and vibes with these people.
Andre, you know another thing, like when in our time when we're growing up, and especially the grandmother would sit us down and say, this person is your cousin, that one is your relative, that one is your relative. So you had a sense of family. Now cousins and cousins beefing and they don't know, you know.
Yep.
Because it's like, you know, civics, like gone out of the way. Like, you know, you take and they tell you, before you cross the road, look left, look right. Now people just walking straight across and saying, bounce me now. And a lot of other small things, Andre, which we learned. I don't think we're passing it on. Or we have the patience to treat it just like you say. You're praying but in absentia. Nobody is there. without finding them. And you see, the family is a very important thing. If you understand the function of the family, Auntie, a lot of things wouldn't be like that. If we start telling people that is your blood, or you come out on the same tree, that is you, that is part of you, I believe it will make a lot of difference in how we live.
I'll never forget, Carl. One night, I went to Montreal, my village. And I was a stranger in the village. Guys didn't know that I was from. A lot of people didn't know I was from the village. And a couple of guys decide they go chrome me that night.
Yeah.
Well, if I tell you I didn't afraid a lie, I'm like, oh my God, well, I'm dead tonight. And I ended up outside. And standing, I decided, okay, fine. I'll stand here in the light with my back to the wall, and they're there and they're fretching and they're ready to go. And all of a sudden I saw a little person coming, just join me there. And it was an old man by the name of Spray.
Yeah.
He used to play cricket and stuff.
The man with the tree brown cow.
Yeah, that's the man. And Spray come and Spray start to talk to me. So them fellas started thinking, and Spray say, all you born in the hospital now. He born right here. He born in the hill up there. So what are you going to do? Everybody walked away,
Yeah.
Because
Spray play cricket until he had about 70 years.
More than that, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, and he tell him, he say, all you born in the hospital now. He born right here, What are you going to do? And Spray on that night, Spray had the cutlass in the hand. And he just watching him and he say, all you born in the hospital. He born right here. What are you going to do? And everybody just walked away. Those were the days when people still respected the elders. If you try that now as an elder, you might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Those were the days when people respected the elders.
Because I still believe, you see, the family thing is an important thing.
Mm-hmm. Very, very important. Very, very important. Nonetheless, we wish that all this will go away. We do not wish it on any other parish.
Not even your worst enemy.
No, we don't wish it on any other parish. But Carl, it's a good thing you came on this morning, because this morning we are linked with Sister Isles FM inside of Carriacou.
Okay.
We are linked to them. Lendo had to go out this morning, so he linked the stations and did inform me that he was going to do that. So the time in Carriacou is 3 minutes before the 8 o'clock hour. Yeah, broadcasting from studios located at Main Street here in Setiers. And of course, from the studios in Carriacou. So we say good morning to all the cats. And hey, the phone number for you in Carriacou is 442-0175. Carl, good morning, goodbye, take care of yourself.
All right, take care.
All right, one love. All righty. So where's the guy? He's usually here around this time. Usually he gets here around this time. I'm speaking of the what you call him? Yeah, the guy, the one who usually comes here. The BJ guy? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you say yes?
Yeah. He's the number one.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Carriacou. Petey Martinique, too. Good morning to you. Marilyn Ferguson, top of the morning to you. And here's hoping that you have a wonderful day. Thanks again to all for choosing Real 91.9, 91.5, www.GemmaWarwood. What's up, girlfriend? Trust that you are having a wonderful day.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, inset screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together. The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and coming soon, our Grandstand sub-office. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, your financial security is guaranteed.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
If you're looking to improve or maintain your health, look no further. We have a general practitioner right here on Main Street, Certes in the Quasi. Dr. Guerra, a gynecologist and surgeon who specializes in women's health. She offers lab tests, blood, pap smears, prostate cancer, and stool tests. We now have a portable EKG machine that gives you accurate readings by using just 2 fingers. And that's not all. If you're suffering from any respiratory conditions such as asthma, bronchitis, COPD, or seasonal allergies, we have a nebulizer machine that can safely treat these. Consultation for pregnant women from beginning to end. Surgeries, which includes hysterectomy, tying of tubes, vaginal shrinking, removal of uterine fibroids, vaginal warts, hernias, and C-sections. She also specializes in diagnostic and therapeutic DNC, abnormal bleeding. Eye testing is also available at the clinic by appointment only with Dr. Mabel Veritas Lugo. They are in collaboration with Alice Labs, located in St. George, opposite the Excel Plaza. Walk-ins are accepted. You can also call for an appointment at 423-3352 or our landline at 444-4272. That number's again 423-3352 or 444-4272. Put your health first.
TV just got smarter. Introducing Hub TV from Flow. Enter the new era of entertainment with a voice-activated remote. No need to remember your favorite channels. Just say it and see it. That is, if you could pick something. Because now you get live video on demand plus all your streaming services together in one wireless box. It's time to experience entertainment the smart way. Visit in-store or online at discoverflow.co for more info.
I remember when this beach was really wide, a place to picnic and play cricket.
And we used to go up to the end to get away from all the people. Now all the beach gone.
Coastal erosion. When the sea starts to come in and take the land away, everyone loses something.
Granny, look how the waves are washing right under that house.
Coastal erosion. It's a hazard. Hazards. Take control. Reduce your loss. What can you do to help stop coastal erosion? For one, don't drive four-wheel vehicles on seaside dunes. They loosen sand and destroy binding vegetation, causing erosion. Find out more about coastal erosion and other hazards at your local disaster office. A message from your National Disaster Office and Sedera.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with multi-X added to playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man Jack and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without goals, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers,
all you go eat them computers. Better believe that. This is one of the days that I don't know. Usually my brethren is already here, but I don't know. Probably the rain got him. I got a message here, and it's kind of like, yeah. I wonder if Maxine is around. Yeah, maybe I'll get Maxine to check this out for me. Well, let me just throw it out for what it's worth. Okay. Okay, so it seems that there's some industrial action in relation to a business entity. And that industrial action has to do with the Bank and General Workers Union. Okay. So I'll have to double check. Before I mention the entity's name, I'd have to double check that information. I know the person who sent it to me, very reliable, but always here at Real FM, we do a double check. Yeah. That's how we operate. We don't just, we take it as you send it. No, we just do a double check. That's what we are accustomed to doing. That's how we are accustomed to doing is that, we do a double check just to make sure. But I can tell you that information reaching me right now that based on the fact that there's some industrial action brewing within the Bank and General Workers Union. Maxine, the Bank and General Workers Union, they have I think some sort of an industrial action this morning. It involves one of our banks. I'm not going to say which one that I have, but can you double check? Can you double check for me?
Yes. That can be Copeland, right?
Huh?
I said that can be Copeland, right?
It can be who?
Copeland.
I don't know. I'm not mentioning any entity. It could be
Never be Copeland. Maybe where's this bank coming in?
Which bank?
I say it's a new bank, but I believe it's a new bank at all.
Yeah, a lot of banks these days.
That's true.
I have a bank.
You have a bank?
Bank of information in my head.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Right. So she's going to do some double check on that one for me. So it is said that the action is being proposed as a result of some of the following: the lack of respect of management for their staff, Interesting. The inability and unwillingness to engage and provide adequate staff complement. The callous approach to resignations resulting in increased workload. And the unwillingness to conclude the collective arrangement that is being proposed. And these and other grievances, they said, is what is forcing this decision. On the other hand, in relation to news, I was looking at the town hall meeting held by the government last evening. I believe they didn't say exactly where it was, but sometimes you see things and Yeah, you all didn't want to say where it was, but it was a nice place. The place looked nice and decorated and stuff and whatever. Well, I guess you would have decorated. But y'all forget to hide the name behind the chairs. So behind the chairs says GNSA. That's what's behind the chairs. So when the camera is focusing, it will see behind the chairs. So GNSA will simply read Grenada National Stadium Authority. So although you tried to hide where you are meeting, yeah, you didn't want people to know. But I knew because I saw that, you didn't know I'm a smart person. You didn't know that? Okay. That's entirely up to you. I'm so smart. I was able to bring BJ in this morning. BJ, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Andre.
Everything good?
Fine.
Yeah, I've been calling your name for the entire morning.
I've been hearing you.
Oh, you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
Did I say anything bad?
Not really.
No, not really doesn't mean no, Not really doesn't mean no. Bernadette, good morning to you. Yeah, so I'm hearing that there may be some industrial action, BJ, in relation to the one of the banks. Have you heard?
No.
No, you haven't heard.
No.
Okay. What's up with you? What's good?
I'm here.
Yeah, I know you're here.
Yeah.
What's good?
What's good is that you're looking great this morning, like your top.
You like it?
Yeah, man. It just make you look slim and
poor. I want to look slim.
Yeah.
I want to look slim. I believe.
The design, the material, the feet.
Oh, thank you.
It looks great on you.
Do I look like if I have muscles, BJ?
Yeah, but could do with the make of the t-shirt. There are clothes like that. That makes you look muscular.
So what are you trying to say? My clothes make me muscular?
Andre, the top you have on, you see the strips that goes down? My dad used to be a tailor. My mom used to be a seamstress. You see the strips that goes down?
Mm-hmm.
That's to make the clothes look a bit slimmer than it actually is. Didn't have to put that.
So don't wear strips that go across?
No, it makes you look wide.
That is the same guy that bring you into this and lay across the street?
Exactly.
Bertrand John, good morning, my brother. How you doing? How's the week?
The week going great. We're having great weather.
Yeah. The rain is a lot, but I don't think it's too much.
No.
The water table needs to come
good.
up. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
What's okay, Carl, I spoke to him. You probably would have heard a bit. So he's planting or has planted honeydew, and he's also doing sweet peppers. Good idea?
Yes. There's a scarcity of fruits for the last few months, like watermelon, cantaloupe, pineapple, those things. You don't see those plentiful around. There might be a few, but not in very large quantities.
I have a problem though.
With?
The huskers and the size of the watermelon these days, BJ.
Yeah, it's getting smaller.
Why you man crazy, man? Come on, BJ.
Demand and supply.
No, man.
In the past, people used to give you watermelon for free and you don't have to be bothered. Now, when the price is going up, like sometimes they sell $5 a piece now, but the size of it is what they used to sell for $2 2 years ago.
What is causing the price to go up? It's not demand and supply.
It's case, Andre. If there was plenty watermelon all about the place and people not selling, able to sell it, and it going to spoil, they would reduce the price.
No, they're letting it spoil.
I don't think they're that bad-minded.
No, I ain't said they're bad. I'm just telling you they're letting it spoil.
You have to be bad-minded to do that.
Oh, come on, BJ. They're letting it spoil, for real. I know that for a fact.
No.
You know, the thing is, they have gone and they've reduced. Just like, okay, a pound of corn, how much does that cost?
No, maybe between $40 and $60 probably, $40 and $70, I don't know.
For a pound of corn?
Probably.
All right, so let's say $70 for a pound of corn. How many seeds do you get in that?
A few hundred, well.
Okay, so you probably, let's say you get about 500 seeds?
Possible.
Let's say out of that 500 seeds, BJ, 100 spoil. So you get 4. You paid $70 for that. You plant. You prepare the ground and you plant. You are so very good that you sell the corn $1, $1.25, $1.50 at most. You sell the corn to a husker. That husker turns around and sell that corn, BJ, for $5?
Possible.
And you tell me that is not greed?
Well, you're not supposed to, but some people, they maximize their profit.
I'm not saying that you're not supposed to maximize your profit, but not at the expense of the customer. You should make as much money as you can.
Well, since you're on the topic, Andrew, I think what we need to do as business people, and this is not just for the higglers that buy stuff and sell it over. I'm speaking in general. We need to establish better relationship with our customers.
I'm totally upset with you. Please.
There was a time, Andre, when I used to do lots of watermelon and cantaloupe and those sort of crops. And there were times when I overproduced those stuff. And I look around and cannot find anybody to dispose of it, to sell it. And I would turn to marketing board and I would say, hang on, you paying me $1.50 for cucumbers? You want 10 crates? I am giving you 20 crates at $1. And they would refuse.
When they can take that savings and pass it on to their customers.
Exactly. And that's the problem. The relationship. They would say, BJ, we only want 10. And I would stretch myself a little farther and say, hang on, you take it on consignment. If it sells, you pay for it. And if it didn't sell, then you don't have to be bothered. And they would still refuse. So the whole objective is just about money. And that shouldn't be the case, Andre. When you're selling food and stuff, it's not just about the profit and the markup on the food. It's about satisfying your customers and making them feel happy and making it affordable so they can come back. So you can have consistency. And with that consistency, you can have quick turnover. And that will help maximize your profit. You don't want somebody to come and spend $100 by you and then you see them 12 months after. It's better to spend $20 every 2 days.
Yeah. Because in 2 weeks, you know what money you have there?
Exactly.
In 2 weeks, you probably see them 6 times. 6 2 is 12.
Exactly. That's why women are, in fact, they prove that women are better business people than men. And there are reasons for it.
Okay. Oh, by the way, BJ, I'm going to have a big party next year. And I expect a generous contribution from you to host the party. Do you want to know what the party's about?
60th birthday?
No.
Thought you was about to retire?
No. It's an indication of the amount of years I've given to the media. This year? Next year, sorry. 35 years.
That's good. I think the media defined you, made you famous, made you have a lot of enemies, a lot of friends. When you say Andrew Donald, you feel that's a media post now. Your name associated with it.
Okay. 35 years, BJ, that's a long time.
For you.
What are you going to give me? A cow?
35 years.
A cattle?
Can give you $35,000.
I know you could, but will you?
If you want.
What do you mean if I want? Now, if you give me $35,000, I'm going to put it towards buying a building so we can house Real FM. What do you think?
Switch from party to buying buildings now?
No, well, we have to party in the building. Double.
I would still have to buy the building and still support the party.
Hey, it's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Friends, we're going to take a break and come back. When I come back, I want to speak to BJ about something I heard the Minister for Agriculture saying. Stay with us.
Number one. Yes, the number one. Oh, yes. The number one. It's the number.
It is said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price. And they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville with their factory at Chantemelle in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissy.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color.
Color by Sissy.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Yes, agriculture is the number one. Number one, yes, the number one. Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one. Why you disown agriculture? I'm talking to the youths of this nation and those wicked politicians, like they want to structure the plan. Well, from here to the revolution, agriculture was on top. Man jack this and didn't do too bad. After that, you know the whole thing flop. Why? Everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers. We used to ship plenty nectars all the way down to Trinidad during the revolution. We used to use up all the fruits that we had. When the cocoa, nutmeg and banana was at the highest level, now the youth them don't want to take over from the elders and continue. Oh gosh, why? Everybody want to sit down in computer, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer, agriculture, and they forget agriculture. Oh yes, everybody want to sit down in computer. You could live without clothes, and they forget agriculture. Everybody want to sit down in computer. I tell you just now, my brothers, all you go with them computers.
Everybody just sit down in computers. Eh? Oh, when did they go eat it? 4420175. The time has now moved on to 27 minutes, and that is after the 8 o'clock. My good brethren BJ is here with me as always. Now listen to this and listen to this very carefully. A couple nights ago, there was a town hall meeting in St. Andrew. It marked part of the celebrations for the National Democratic Congress first year in office. In passing, I was just scanning through a couple of things because I was looking for something, and in passing I saw it and listened for a minute and heard the Minister with responsibility for agriculture, because one has to understand that Senator Adrian Thomas, he is a minister within the ministry, BJ, of Philip Telesford, Minister Telesford, is it? And he is a minister inside it with responsibility for the agriculture portfolio. In any event, I'm sure I heard him speaking to the young people and saying that they got some plans which will be rolled out shortly for young people as it relates to agriculture. And one of the things that stood out for me is he says, no more dirtying of hands. And I wondered, how was that going to be? How can that be, BJ? No more dirtying of hands as it relates to agriculture for young people. What we doing?
I assume that he's probably thinking about farming in a more scientific, organized way, whereby you not have to, use the fork and spade as you normally would do, and probably farm on the ground, so to speak, in the soil, because you can farm, using other method besides using the soil. So you're probably thinking in that direction. However, this method of agriculture is very expensive, and for startup people or somebody who wants to get involved, you kind of have to know what you're about. If you don't understand science, if you don't understand chemistry and physics and biology and those things, you're going to have issues. Even mathematics, if you don't understand it, you're going to have issues. For example, if you want to, say, mix your own fertilizer to do hydroponics, which is a method that you use to grow crops in water and stuff like that, you have to understand whole heap of mathematics, because, for example, the fertilizer, if you have to mix them and come up with your own mix, which is what most people do, they buy the streets and they mix it. If you don't understand the chemistry, you're going to have a whole heap of precipitation and other things taking place. You'll be mixing the wrong elements together and you'll get reaction. And the plants wouldn't really have anything to do with that. So you need to be really careful. Even things like your micro, they're measuring parts per million. And you have to calculate those things, weigh them by, grams.
Yeah.
You're even talking ounces, So, you have to be careful. You have to know what you're about. So those kind of farming, it takes a while to establish itself in all countries, even the great USA.
But
they still farm on the ground in a big way.
I'm just about to ask, do we have space for that? Because that takes up a lot more space than the farming on the ground.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
It takes up less space.
Less space, okay.
However, the farming is so intense that you can have development of diseases fairly easy, because you're so congested, you're so intense. The planting population is so dense that you can have build up of diseases that you have difficulty controlling. And in all cases, they feed off of the same trough, they feed off of the same solution. So you have one problem with one thing, and you contaminate the whole lot.
What you're saying here is that if by some strange method you end up with a fungus,
that is
that
contagious.
Fungus is going to spread to all your plants
in no time at all.
Because it's the same. It's the water that's going around.
Sometimes in one day you can get your whole, crops get infected.
And you have to just take that. Just
in some
get
cases,
rid of that.
It's irreparable. You cannot fix it.
So you have to just get rid of it.
Burn it, root it up and throw it and burn it and stuff like that.
That's so. But he did speak of that. I must go back to the town hall meeting so as to listen to him some more. But I know he did speak of young people, different agriculture, different thing that they're going to roll out pretty soon. I don't remember whether it was August or September, but it is sometime this year that he said that they're going to roll that out.
Ask yourself if it's that easy. Why most countries aren't involved in it in a massive way? Because it's very technical too. Besides being costly.
If you get it good, you're good.
Yeah.
But if something hits you, then you take a massive hit.
You could. I've seen your product of hydrogen, your pH. If you don't get that right, in the solution, you can have issues. Your plant don't take in up the nutrients. There are plants that function within a certain range when it comes to the product of hydrogen in the soil, and so it is in the nutrients too. If you get those things in them wrong, you have issues. Sometimes it's just too acid or too alkaline, and then what you find is that the plants don't absorb the nutrients. So even though it's available, the plants have nothing to do with it. So you can be giving it, even in the soil too, you know. If you don't fix the pH in the soil and you plant certain crops, you're having issues. It wouldn't grow as it ought to.
As it's supposed to? No, it wouldn't.
No, it's like they put you to live in a place whereby the environmental condition, the things around you, is not conducive for life. So even though they're giving you the right food, but the place where you're sleeping, the comfort around you, it just affects you. So even though you're eating right, you don't feel right. Or even though the food is available, you don't take it because you don't feel like it. So sometimes a lot of people are applying nutrients to the soil, fertilizer. Holy rain falling now, and people may want to, apply fertilizer to the soil. Those things are very technical work, You don't really supposed to do those. You're supposed to test your soil and know what it is it's lacking, and you apply the nutrients.
So what would you advise the Ministry of Agriculture then, as it relates to, because we're speaking here, young people and their involvement in agriculture, a method to woo them, to cause them to want to do agriculture. What would you advise? How do you get?
Andre, I have a different approach to that. The government have lots of lands in places like Mariwo and other estates and
even
stuff
Montreal.
like that.
Montreal, yeah.
Right. You have water running in all those places.
Yeah.
In fact, all government estates have water.
True that.
And really good water too. And to me, they should have like demonstration plots. I would like it centralized, if maybe Maribo, because they have the agriculture school over there. And then you would have to train people, the young people, to get involved in those things. Making money available so you can buy the hardware and go and set up and think you can do those stuff, that's a no-no. You'd have to train to do it. Everybody who do hydroponics have a sort of a trial and error period where they regularize and understand how this thing is functioning, and that's it. If you have water, contaminated water, flowing in an area, and it gets light, you're going to develop algae, lali, so to speak. And that's like a living plant, And what it does, Andre, it takes the nutrients out of the water. It takes the oxygen, so to speak, too. So even if your plant is growing in an area where you have this algae, this lali in that area, what it does, it blocks the plant root from taking up the oxygen. So it stifles the plants. So even though you're providing nutrients, the plants have nothing to do with it. That's why very few plants that can grow in stagnant water. Very few.
Except those lilies kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if about time, they would die out and come back fresh again.
Yeah, they usually do.
Yeah.
That's because they can't take it no more.
They can't take it no more. They have to wait for rain to fall and they all spring back up with nice, healthy, clean water again. And then they, new life.
So is the Minister for Agriculture sort of I wouldn't say putting his foot in his mouth, but is he sort of speaking about something that cannot be manifested like now?
It wouldn't be able to manifest itself now. This will take years. They getting the hardware, sourcing it, training people, setting it up, all of those. Andre, you can just put this thing in an area, and it depends on where the sun is coming from, and you structure it bad, you get bad growth. Because it needs light. And if you don't provide it artificially and you're depending on the sun, if you don't, put it in the right place, if you don't structure it right, and one area creating shade for another area, then you get indifference in growth. And production too.
We got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Andre Donald, and good morning to Mr. BJ.
Check your radio, Clifford.
Yes, sorry. And Mr. BJ is extra so right, because recently they have started doing hydroponics in schools.
In where?
In the schools, the school gardens. And as far as I know, I don't know of any that are in existence now. Bonnet School tried, Concord School, many other schools, Grand Roy School, and everything is gone down. So it's a very technical thing. And I don't believe in the near future we're going to see agriculture where you don't have to dirty hands. I don't think it's happening soon at all. I also listened last night to a topic between Mr. Campbell, Byron Campbell, Mr. Liali, who was the senator. They have a program that they do. And on that program, they had Mr. Sembanad, who was, I think, he was the owner of the web place in below Birch Grove, what you call it again, where Mr. Webb had buying the nutmegs. And it was sold, as far as I know, to Mr. Antoine. He was the owner of it at the time. And he was talking about labor for agriculture and whatnot. And he was saying almost something that I said all the time, that we have to change the method of agriculture and we have to train people. Now, a lot of people that used to work in fields before as planters and agricultural workers, the manager, and Mr. BJ will know that the manager, as Mr. BJ, when you instruct a worker, you go in and cutlass, you go in and do this, you go in and do that, you go in and dig a drain, and you're digging the drain, so on and whatnot. Half of the workers was just working by what was told to them. They had no basic idea. So when they tell you dig a drain 18 inches depth, all the workers know the foreman will go there with a piece of stick of 18 inches and tell you that's what you have to dig. When they tell you dig a hole for cocoa 18 inches by 18 inches, the foreman would have a stick and do the same thing. So the worker just walk, go and make it day's work. Today is not so. You have to have some basic understanding. So I thought Mr. Semana was totally right when he made those statement that you need to train, not at university level, but train the workers. Because a lot of people, you pick up workers on the side of the road, and when I say on the side of the road, just helter-skelter, and they say, come and make a day work with me. And if you don't hold their hand, actually hold their hand, you would not get a proper day's work from the worker. Spacing. You tell them, okay, go and plant, you're planting 10 feet apart. If you're not able to measure what is 10 feet for the worker, you get helter-skelter plants growing at a different spacing. And I could tell you that I have personal experience with that. The people that plant nutmeg 8 feet apart and 5 feet apart and whatnot, and realizing, oh, it's too close.
All right, so Clifford, here's a question, which is what I asked BJ. The last question I asked him simply this. How, and I want you to answer this for me as short as possible, how do you get young people to want to be in agriculture? You've spoken about aquaponics being done at the schools. Do you think that will help? Do you think that will serve as an impetus for young people wanting to get involved in agriculture? How do you do it?
It could help, but as I said, and Mr. BJ has said, there's a lot of technique in it, and if people do not intend to learn the technique, you will have problem, right? You will have that problem. But I'm saying that in terms of the actual person going to work in the field, you have to give them some level of training, because as I said before, the persons who were trained was taking advice from the foreman and the overseer and whatnot. And they were just walking like, well, let's go and tell them cutlass, you don't cutlass that good, you don't go down deep enough and whatnot. So we have to bring back the children into the agriculture by giving them those kind of training. That's why I said not at high school level or at university level, but the persons have to have some basic idea. And we don't see a lot of people going into the field of that with basic ideas. Sad to say, but it's not happening.
Okay.
When you tell people about species, they don't understand what the space is, they don't understand what is the depth and whatnot. And this is important because you want movement for the plants and you want distance for your plant. I see people plant orange and so 4 feet apart and 6 feet apart, and when the branches start touching, they wonder what to do. Then you have a lot of leaf spot and whatnot. Black, this what you call it, this black fungus disease, because it's too close, density and water. So there is a big job at hand, but we need people back into agriculture, but there's a big job at hand. So I support Mr. BJ there, and I did support what I heard last night. Way forward, but it's a big job.
Thank you. Thank you. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. The time has now moved on to 15 minutes, and that is before the 9 o'clock hour. Got to say good morning to the folks listening in Caracou on Sister Isles this morning. My name is Andrew Donald. With me is Bertrand John. This is how we do it on Thursdays. We speak agriculture. You just heard there from Clifford Bridgman, who is a regular caller on this station, and especially agriculture. He has a serious passion for agriculture. Now, BJ, as we continue to say agriculture is ever-changing and different things are happening, how does modern agriculture, from just some years or so, we'll take caller, we come into you, how does modern agriculture affect Sister Isles, Caracou, P.D. Martinique?
Well, Andrew, a lot of cases, you have people, I don't know if you've been following up, countries like Saudi Arabia, they would be transforming the desert now and turning it into, lush gardens and stuff. And they are doing it, Andrew, very simply now. And they are using actually seawater to do it, desalinating it and, using the water and stuff like that, drip irrigation, and they are transforming the desert. In a place like Caracou, you can do a lot of agriculture there. Instead of using the soil to grow crops, you use things like grow bags. They're not very expensive. It's some compressed, really good nutrients that is laid out in some bags, and you can fold up the bags so you can you make transportation easy. It's very small, but as it wet, it expands. So whenever you put water in it, it starts expanding. That's how it is.
So, that's not a good thing?
It's very good.
No.
Yeah.
What happens when you have it outside in the rains?
Because it's covered in plastic, and you only put the holes where you want to plant. Okay. They know that. That's why they keep it.
Caller. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Andrew. How are you today?
I'm all right.
Great. Now, I just want to confirm the question that we were asking one of the journalists there, that I won't call the name until you give me the permission, but I saw the two entities in St. George's, Strong as Casino, is closed.
Hold on. I didn't hear you clearly. Say that again.
The two banks which are the bank entity which says on strike, I just passed into St. George's and I saw two of the branches are closed.
So are you speaking of Republic Bank here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes. I got that information, but I just wanted somebody to confirm it for me that they seem to.
I actually passed it and I saw that with my eyes, so I could say yes.
It's a pity you didn't see it in my eyes.
Well, it's a pity that I already passed here. And next time, what I'll do a video call.
That would be brilliant. That would be brilliant. That would be brilliant.
That would cost you.
I know. And you see, the interesting thing, you were telling me that will cost me, and I agree, but I have never told you that my friendship is worth so much to you. I've never told you that. I'm here all the time just for you to listen and just for you to call and comment. And I've never charged you. But one thing you want to do for me and you want to charge. Jesus me. Look at you now.
Cost of living high, so we got to find out.
I hear you, my brother. But thanks for the info, though.
All right. Morning to everyone from the south. All right.
All right, then. Great. Good.
Blessings, yeah.
Blessing, one love. Yeah, BJ, because I'd shown this out earlier on. I'd gotten some information in relation to Republic Bank Grenada. And it seemed that they have some industrial action taking place, and they're asking workers not to go inside the building and stuff like
I hope they resolve that fairly quick.
Well, yeah, because that's not good for the economy.
Economy right about
It's
now.
not good at all. You mean, because right now, that being the case, nobody in Guelph can do any business right now. And if anybody in St. Patrick wanted to go to Guelph or go to Grenville today to do some business, that...
They distort the whole program.
Yeah, it chopped up on a lot of things. Even BJ, and this is the most important thing I think here. Today's the 29th.
Fisherman birthday.
Fisherman's birthday, not just that. 29th, end of the month. Yeah. There's gonna be a bit of a bother with persons having monies in their pocket and all sort of things like that.
You don't really want that to happen.
So you don't really want that
to
happen.
No time at all, Andre. You want those kind of things to be happening. And I'm not zeroing on the bank case, This seems to be a national problem, Andre. Workplaces aren't looking after the workers properly. And I'm not saying that's the case here. People have to understand that the people who are working for you aren't doing you a favor. They're working because they will be paid, and they expect to be, they expect to work for the, for the salary. However, you need to understand that you need to respect them and understand the importance that without them, the wheel not turning. And a lot of people look down on the workers. They come in the morning, they don't even ask you, how you doing.
Yeah,
they don't even ask you, had a good night rest or how things home. Nothing to do with that. They come and they treat you like a robot.
Yeah.
Do this for me, do that for me. And they don't even look at your face and see you looking sad today and want to figure what it is going on with you.
Yeah, and to ask you, hey, BJ, what's up with you today?
Exactly. They don't care about you, Andre.
Yeah.
They don't care about you. They don't, do things to help you and help your family and to make sure that you're happy. And they expect you to produce. Andre, that's if you're thinking that way, you're delusional. Let me tell you something. People can only produce at their max when they are at the happiest. An unhappy man can't produce. He may try to.
Someone just sent a message, BJ. And the message says, listening all the way up in Claboni Mountains.
In the mountains, that's good.
Claboni.
Working hard.
They're listening to 91.9. That's good. Good morning to you and thanks for listening. And good morning to Francis Pierre. One of these mornings, BJ, we need to speak to Francis Pierre about the beekeeping industry, or as I say, about apiaries. You have bees on your property, correct?
Yep.
Do you do honey?
Yep.
But how come I never know when you're doing honey? I know when you do all sorts of
many times, Andre.
Huh?
We don't really do bees for honey. We do bees for pollination.
So
that's the difference. The bees use the honey.
So you don't
to expand the hive once in a while.
Well,
it's
when
not
is the
a
next
regular
while?
something.
When is the next while?
In the next dry season. You don't take out honey when the rain falling. The bees need to keep the honey inside of it because they like to. They can't fly. Their wings gonna wet, and they won't be able to come back in the hive, and the hive gonna get weakened and they will die.
So you don't take it out in
rainy season.
Okay. Right. Interesting.
If you fly out today, Andre, and your wings wet, you're not coming back in the hive,
What do you mean I ain't coming back in the hive?
You're going to fly with wet wings, man. How much birds you don't see flying when rain falling? Think about it.
Nah, I don't fly.
There we go.
They stay on a branch.
Exactly.
And according to my grandmother, they kubli.
Let the water come out of the feathers, Andre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Too much water and they can't fly.
Exactly. You think the man who make birds didn't know what they're doing? Honestly, so they design the wings and make sure that the water can run off and the part below stays dry and all of those, Andre.
All right, somebody just sent me a message. I won't tell you the name of the person who sent the message, but tell BJ tell BJ he needs to open an agricultural school. And the person is saying they have no problem in doing the evening classes.
No, agricultural school.
Mm-hmm.
Andre, so many things that people would ask me to do. Honestly, if I was Superman, I'd do the whole lot of them. But in the meantime, you know what it's like. I'm stuck on a path. Andre, back to where we were. I think that scientific agriculture is the way forward. However, traditional agriculture cannot be forgotten in a place like Grenada. And we will still, based on how the terrain is located, based on our topography, we will still have to farm on the ground in a huge way. Based on the crops that we're growing to, you can't grow nutmeg tree and stuff in hydroponics,
No. So that will never go away.
Neither things like bananas.
You can't.
The root system too big. It's too huge. What's going to accommodate it?
Sauce up.
You cannot do it. You have to do it on the ground. In the soil.
We've got a caller. Good morning.
Hey, Andrew. Good morning.
What's up, man?
And not bad at all. And good morning, DJ.
Morning.
Right. Andrew, I am not really into agriculture. I don't know much about it. I plant something around my place for family could consume.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer agriculture every morning. And listening to BJ, I would have the experience to see the gentleman one day. But BJ have a wealth of experience where agriculture is concerned. Basically, he's an asset. And you had asked the question a couple of minutes ago, in what way what can be able and what we can be able to put in place to help young people gravitate to agriculture. And when I look at the cost of agricultural tools, for example, a water boots, a file, fork, cutlass, a rake, spring can, etc., etc. People like BJ can do what you call an assessment of all these tools that agricultural people have to use. And as I said, that he's basically an asset. And if he can be able to open a place where he can be able to sell those quality of material for agriculture, I think that can be able to be very good for us. Because when you look at our water boots and you look at the cost of our water boots, it will be able, I may be wrong, to discourage a lot of people, young people in particular, to go into agriculture, a file, a cutlass, an ox, or something like that. So that is my little 2 pence on agriculture this morning. Thank you.
Thanks, boss. Agriculture, agro-processing, and marketing. How can that be fixed so that people can be motivated to get into agriculture? That's a question from someone.
Andre, the caller, making a very valid point here, a very prudent observation.
The availability of implements.
The inputs. It's too expensive. So in a lot of cases, when you see the product on the market and they're selling it quite expensive, sometimes you can't blame them. The cost of the inputs are so high that if they have to recover the cost, they have to sell expensive. In some cases, it's exorbitant. It's a little too high. But you can't blame people. For example, Andre, in recent time, I was looking to get some fertilizers. I checked all the outlets here. There weren't any fertilizer. Went to the ministry and, said, hang on. I want to bring in a container of fertilizer, come in, a 40-foot container, a few thousand bags. And the reason why I want to do that is because a lot of farmers are complaining that they cannot get fertilizer, the availability. And even if it's available, the cost, it's too expensive too. You know what the lady in the ministry told me, Andre? Mr. John, we'll give you concession to bring in fertilizer for your own farm, but to bring in fertilizer for other farmers, we will have to go through this and look at this in a different way. I was like, what, Ray? You don't have no duties on agricultural product. Farmers can't even get it. I'm trying to bring it in, and you're making this useless noise. But Mr. John, is not me. And Andre, the whole bureaucracy, the whole red tape, the whole heap of people who sit in the country and don't have nothing to do. And, just want things to come their way. They need to really get up and get cracking, get up and do something important, Andre. Everything doesn't have to go by the politicians and other people who think they're important and they aren't. You don't have to pass by them. A simple extension officer, the chief extension officer in St. Patrick should be able to make a decision like that, something like that. This don't have to go to no ministry or go to no government official or something like that. In a lot of cases, Andre, that's why we are lagging behind, Too much red tape. It's taking too long to get simple things done. The farmers who are asking for the fertilizer, Andre, farmers who are doing bananas. And if you don't fertilize bananas almost every week or every 14 days, you're going to have a decline in production. That's the nature of the crop. It's a big half. It's a soft stem thing. And it needs fertilizer regularly, to get good crops, get good result. And those are the people who are asking for it. We are trying to get it in because we understand the government position with regard to that. I mean, you don't expect them to trade in fertilizer. And yet still you're trying to show that, hang on, if you want to do it yourself, good. But don't bring it in for other people. Why don't you go and tell Renica and Thompson and that?
On that note, we have a wonderful day. And BJ, on that note, thank you so very much. And
sorry we didn't get to answer the last question. Don't worry, we'll do it at another time.
Have
a good morning.
Take care, sir, BJ.
Bless you.
All right, well love.
Oh yes, the number one. It's the number one.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
Welcome to the latest news update as produced by Triple N. When we return, we'll have the details.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Welcome back. Locally, the staff of Republic Bank along with the union are today proposing strike action. The staff are asked to show up to work but do not enter the building, do not answer any questions from persons inside the building, and do not enter the building for any reason. The action being proposed is as a result of the following. 1. The lack of respect of management for their staff. 2. The inability and unwillingness to engage and provide adequate staff complement. The callous approach to resignations resulting in increased workload. And the unwillingness to conclude the collective agreement. In the region, a former tourism minister is confident Barbados has now concocted the right formula to register a significant increase in visitor arrivals for the upcoming winter tour season. After seeing firsthand the effort of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated on the ground, Barbados' ambassador to the U.S. and Organization of American States, His Excellency Noel Lynch, strongly believes there will be a further rebound for the island's tourism sector in the coming months. Here's Lynch.
There was a period when people were complaining a lot about the price of the actual tariff to be able to get a seat coming into Barbados. I think that is being resolved. The other issue that the team has been working on is working with the intermediaries to see how best we can get not only more airline seats available for people to come into Barbados, but advertising and promotion, because the people that really make a difference, and I don't think a lot of people recognize this, the tour operators are still responsible for maybe 85% of the people coming into Barbados. And I believe that the relationship that the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc. has created with those intermediaries